We've got a lot of planning to do here. Look at all these quests. Now, we need to work out what we need to do. Now, Jacobo and Ollie, I'm sure I need to send them on a mission where we need... evacuate the embassy. I'm sure we need 2 strong men for this. 2 trusty fighters. So Alvaro and they both have passports. Alvaro, Jacobo, and a hacker, which is perfect because Ollie. Ah. Ollie hates Alvaro. You son of a bitch. Can't do it. That's fine. That's fine, right? Oh, it's not fine. Their passports are going to run out. Ollie, you fucking little prick. Fine, that's fine. As long as we can use them somewhere else. So, what else can we use them for? What's presidential initiation? Introduce the head of France to a phony secret organization. This is how cults start. I bet you they start as jokes and they just go deeper and deeper. My friend, if you want to get more than a couple of thousand fake membership fees from Viado, we'll need to put on a real show. Let's induct her into the society and then ask her to put a hefty sum up in coffers. The crazy lady's obviously read a lot of literature on the subject. Before she joins the world government, she'll expect to question the spirit of Hollywood blockbuster Heaven and Hell, so simply inviting her to a party and impressing her with an Illuminati patch won't be enough. Strike while the iron's hot. We've got to induct her into a non-existent secret society before someone else does. We're not going to have a lot of time to prepare, so we better use someone who can think on their feet and improvise. Convince Solange Verda to attend a secret meeting. I think Alta and Sophie, because Sophie's like already famous, so they're going to think she's in on it in the Illuminati, isn't she? That takes... Right. Okay. Support the auto industry. What do we need for this one? Right. We need a hacker. Troy. Right, so I know who I'm sending it. So let's do this one because I've already got the people for it. I need Jacobo. Or Alvaro. Hacker. Ollie. And Troy for the press. This is the fucking A team for this quest, and I don't mind because at least we're putting these 2 to use. And I'm going to have to renew their passports anyway, but I'm not renewing Ollie's because he's been a fucking cocksucker. We'll give it to Lashlan or Amira. Right, let's get this done so it's done. Guy who's going to break some brake hoses. A hacker to knock out the built-in navigation systems. And Troy for the press. Yes, definitely. Continue. Bang. They're going. See ya. Sir, another drinking problem. Don't expect me at work. I hope you'll help me out here. Alcohol is... I want to sack her, like. So we are... Why? Does she... Listen, I've just got her passport. And she's on a fucking binge. But I did think I used her, didn't I? I already used her passport mission, right? So what else do we need passports for? Receive an inheritance. Hey buddy, guess what? Antonio Estaba. It turns out I had some great aunt living in Peru who inherited from a very wealthy winemaker. That must be where my passion for alcohol comes from. It's in the genes. The great aunt died a few years ago. She died just as she lived, completely alone with no kids or friends. She wasn't in contact with an American side of the family, which is why we've only just heard about her death. In that time, her vineyards have been taken over by Sancho Arequipa, well-known mobster over there, so he's not just going to hand them over. Buddy, help out the negotiations with Arequipa and a share of the vineyard's profits could be yours. I'm sure you can find a skilled negotiator. Just remember that the negotiator will need a few tough guys with them. So it's going to be Alta, Alvaro and Jacob. But I'm going to have to get Jacob an extension. But we've got plenty of time to do this. Can I get him an extension? Good. That's given him an extra 3-month extension from next month, which means it just carries on over. That's good. I need a hacker, don't I? I think Amira's a good hacker. Hacking people right and stuff by hacking bank accounts, using surveillance hardware. Hacking people right and stuff by hacking bank accounts, speedrunning video games. Right, we'll do Amira. Because she's needed for this. No, not that. Evacuate the embassy. See, it's getting too confusing now. There's so much going on. 2 trusty fighters and a hacker. So we have to use Jacobo. We have to use Alvaro. And a hacker. It has to be Amira. Right, so let's get Amira a passport now so we don't forget. Done. Right, that's taken care of for now. Crush separatists. Valentine's Day Diaz Escuerdo. Hello neighbour, we have the same problem on our hands. Separatist sentiment is spreading to our northern state in Chihuahua. There's this Pastor Tig guy who, instead of preaching abstinence and humility as he should be, is talking about how where are we? Chihuahua should be part of the United States instead of Mexico. Let me be completely honest here, that's the last thing you want. All you need to know is that Chihuahua is the highest homicide rate in the entire Western Hemisphere. I wouldn't mind getting rid of it myself, but that could mean losing half my country in a few years, and I plan to sit out my second term to the very end. A smear campaign against Pastor Tig will make his ideas seem less appealing. Hey neighbour, I've heard you have the very best PR people. Send a few our way, and don't forget to send in some bodyguards too. There's 150 homicides, so again, this time we're going to need Alta and 2 bodyguards. So we'll just keep our bodyguards up, that's fine. Alta might be able to... Right, okay. So leave all these for now. We've got enough passports for everybody that we need to have passports for. So we have to do this one. So what do we need for this again? Convince Solange to attend the secret meeting. We can't use Sophie. We could use Debbie. Lawyer and Alta. I think these 2 people are going to do it. Right, what we need to do though is... What we need to do is... We need to... Right. Alta and Debbie. And the good thing is it's women, because there should be a lot of women in the Illuminati, shouldn't it? And these are quite powerful. She's powerful and she's powerful. And she's got passports. Right, let's send them on that. I ran into our friend Eggy Bulla the other day. She's living in Paris now. She's well known for arranging, shall we say, special parties for facing the establishment. In a way, those orgies were also meetings of a secret society. I don't know anyone else in France who could organise an upscale and private Illuminati initiation ceremony for us. We rented a gloomy mansion outside of the city with a huge basement. Heavy red curtains, wax candles, black satin cloaks were all set. This ritual is going to be so cool. Aggie promised that Miss Viardot will be absolutely ecstatic. But how do we lure the bird into the cage, my friend? Remember, we need to build intrigue, but don't overdo it. That's Altaz. I definitely think Altaz going to be good at this. Encrypt the message in an article about the Illuminati of France in Le Portins magazine. Compose a riddle out of quotations from French philosophers and send it to Viardot in a black envelope. I think encrypting the message will be a bit too much. Let's compose a riddle in quotation. Let's do this. Mr. President, before becoming the protagonist of 100 conspiracy theories, the Illuminati sought to eradicate prejudice and ignorance. How ironic. Anyway, I enjoyed refreshing my memory with quotes from my favourite Enlightenment thinkers. I compiled a veritable postmodern masterpiece. Miss Viardot has an excellent education, as one would expect. She solved the cipher in a couple of hours and sent her reply to the mailbox I referenced in the message. Here, listen, I see the truth, wait for me. Isn't that great? Good. Buddy, the bird is almost at the cage. I hope Viardot is the kind of president who knows how to slip away from her intelligence services. Now we need to keep alert and watch out for the unexpected. Aggie is a charming girl, but she's used to throwing orgies, not large-scale hoaxes. I'm worried that if we bring in someone new, we might screw everything up. We need one of your trusted people to pretend to mentor our presidential neophyte and make sure she doesn't pick up that it's all a game. That is perfect. That's definitely fucking Alta's forte. Don't forget that Viardot has to be impressed. She's joining the world government after all, not some amateur club. She has to think there's someone majestic under that mask. Alta is fucking top tier for this. Put on a cat mask and speak to Viardot in the tone of a dominatrix. Yes! And everyone wants to see that. Wow, cowboy. Really casting against type here, aren't you? Just kidding, it was fun. Our neophyte kept her mouth shut and stood still, for fear of upsetting her mistress, I suppose. Or maybe she just realised what an idiot she looked like. Anyway, it was no trouble at all. Boom shakalaka. Man, that was quite a performance. Even I got a kick out of it. True, Aggie got confused at one point and mistook a penis-shaped staff for a ritual one. But that's minor stuff. Viardot saw exactly what she wanted to see. Dancing shadows on the walls, the ritual bowl filled with blood, and the promise of world domination. It worked like a charm. She's already deposited $5 million into the account provided by her Illuminati master. Your account, in case that wasn't clear. I have to send Viardot a report every month now about how the world order is going. But don't worry, I'm good at this stuff. I won't let you down. You two are fucking legends, lad. Honestly, my team is the best team. I love my team. Mr. President. Right, what's this? The thirst for world domination has never served anyone well. There are no puppeteers. There are no puppeteers. Yeah, let's hold up the ruse because we don't want to see to her that we're giving anything away. There are no puppeteers. The deep state doesn't dictate the rules from the bottom of the ocean. The deep state doesn't dictate the rules from the bottom of the ocean. Have a productive day at work. I'm off to attend important matters of state. Have a productive day at work, everyone. I don't know how that's going to go down. It doesn't even make sense. What you been smoking, dude? You're all fucking puppets. Yeah, there's probably going to get negative rep for that, but it's worth it. $5 million? Oh, we got positive. It's a surprise. Oh my god, look at the money. Look at my money. Look at my money. Look at my money. Boss, my kitty cat died. We were very close and I'll be mourning him all month. Don't expect me at work. Bro, you're never at work? Oof. Mr. President, I've read a lot of books on business strategy and all of them say after a certain point you either have to ask management for a raise or quit your job. I didn't go in for small stuff, so I'm asking you to raise my salary. Fuck. She is good. Is she... I'm gonna give her the raise. She's the only lawyer I've got. I haven't got a choice. Thomas McCain, Chief of the White House Secretary, plus I've just got $5 million. Sir, take a look at this document. It may seem like nothing more than some regular printed text on some paper. However, if we had an ultraviolet lamp, you would be able to see three things: a penis, an obscenity, and a sun. This means somebody has placed these transparent seals on hundreds of official documents. We're searching for the cycle right now, but the question is, what do we do with the pile of documents affected? Should we just destroy them? No. It's only a penis. What the fuck's the matter with a penis? Stephen Pipes, President of Interpol. Sir, Interpol has been trying to catch Gaspar Morales, who's been dubbed Escobar's heir for years. Unlike Pablo though, Gaspar is not too bothered with his family. Before going on the run, he constantly beats up his wife and son, and now they're receiving threatening phone calls from him. Ms. Morales has offered us information about his whereabouts if we promise to offer her protection and turn a blind eye to her own transgressions. She was his accomplice after all at one point. Shall we just forget that and offer her protection in exchange for this valuable information? I think she might be trying to pull a fast one. It could look good on us. Go on then. This is going to backfire, but we'll risk it. I want to capture this guy. Julian Gillard, Secretary of State. Sir, I had a fantastic meeting with the Venezuelan Vice President. I managed to get millions of barrels of top-class oil in exchange for our industrial equipment. But what happened at the evening banquet put a real downer on my sense of achievement. The minister's rather inebriated date blabbed to me that they would be keeping all the good oil and sending us the water they used to clean the bunkers. I don't know how seriously we can take her drunken babble, but perhaps we should cancel that deal. We should cancel the deal. But how is that possible? Because surely you'd check it first. I'm not cancelling the deal. Ellie, First Lady, I know you really value Tony as a friend and Vice President Hun, but you've probably noticed how often he makes a fool of himself. One minute he's making a crazy long-winded speech, the next he's getting foreign countries' names mixed up. Everybody's noticed it. Some influential doctor on Shock News spent half an hour demanding that Tony have his medical faculties evaluated. To be honest, Hun, I agree with him. Let's get Tony to take that test so you can make sure he hasn't got a screw loose, okay? Nah, he's alright, Tony, man. He's a bit crackers, but fucking aren't we all? We all crazy, son. Okay, so where are we? Where are we now? Train the clerks. Improve digital literacy in the White House. Oh, we could do that. Can't do any of these yet. Freda Patricki, specialist at the Center for National Computer Security. Say last year we only had problems with leaks in the White House, but this year they spread all over America. You can't plug a hole in this boat without two more showing up next. The latest data breach involved an account of Minnesota administration clerk who was working remotely but couldn't come up with a better password for a home PC than 1234. Hackers got in and gained access to civil servants' personal files and dumped the worst of their dirty laundry on WikiLeaks. We fired the hapless woman, but something must be done about cybersecurity. Right now, any script kiddie can hack the account of a government official and find something that should be kept secret from the general public. I started working on a bill meant to stop digital leaks. Can you spare an experienced hacker who can create an unified set of rules for information security? Hacking, writing, hacking bank accounts, using surveillance hardware. I want to send a mirror. Should I send Amira? I'm going to be a bit ageist here, but I think he might be a bit too young. I think Amira can get the job done. To be honest, I don't think it matters who I send on it. But the only thing is I'm using Amira next, don't I? Stop digital leaks. I'm going to send Amira. I can always spend money to get her thing down, but I trust her. Mr. President, I don't have anyone to watch the baby tomorrow. Can I bring it to work? Yes? Well, hun, we ignored all this criticism of Tony's intelligence and now everybody started joking around about how brilliant he is. Turn on the TV. The host of political shows are openly mocking the stuff he says. No IQ test can save him now. Nothing would have fixed that. Stephen Pipes. Sir, did you see the live broadcast of drug lord Gaspar Morales' arrest? It worked out even better than with Escobar. We've got him alive, so he'll rot in prison for a very long time. By the way, it turns out Gaspar's wife was a lot more involved in her husband's dealings, but we already knew that. So we lost rep for that. Fair enough. Sir, I've already had calls about the same question. What are these invisible seals on the documents sent mean? It seems that someone mistakenly sent out papers with penises and sons to various state administrations. Oh, how confusing. We should have just burnt them all. Well, we shouldn't. Why the fuck are people checking everything with a fucking black light anyway? Are these people for real? Fucking 87.9%? Bruh. Okay. I don't think we can do anything else. Not now. So what we need to do is... You need a rest. You need a rest. And we'll go into next month. He's going to renew his passport. She's going to get a new one. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. I can't do anything else. Let's go. Boom shakalaka. Oh shit. Christmas bonus. 2 mil. $2 million. Pay it. We're hovering around 90%. That's good. And that's all due to Alter boosting my rep from... Actually, we've never checked that for ages. We've got so many new people on our team. We should see if they can benefit us in special positions. Got 20 mil. You know what would be beneficial? I'm sure one of our guys can give us plus percentage on our dividends. That's going to really benefit us. January, here we go. I think a lot of things are going to kick off here. Boom, 22 million. Lads, we've got infinite money. Sir, I already have a huge number of identities, but seeing as I need a real one as well as digital ones, well, yeah, that's right, she's getting a passport. Support the auto industry. Mr. President, you saved the American automotive industry. After our people sabotage the Chinese new motor show, nobody's ever going to want to buy those cars. Faulty brakes that could kill you, a frozen seat in the middle of winter, heading out of downtown but end up in the middle of nowhere. All these vital flaws, courtesy of us, have spread far beyond China and sent them where the sun don't shine. America's car manufacturer thanks you. This small donation is a token of our gratitude. We got a mill for that. That was well worth it. Train the clerks. Amira, sir, getting an experienced person involved really made a difference. Soon all government employees will receive a top 10 rules for information security at home and in the office cheat sheet. It contains plenty of useful advice like do not stick a post-it note with your password on your screen and do not use 1234 as a password. Yes, these bits of advice are simple, but a true genius lies in simplicity. So what is this? In order to increase the digital security, passwords, blah blah blah, and any sort of consecutive combination of numbers as well as passwords like dick, mom, shit are prohibited. May not be stored on physical drives. All employees are required to pass cybersecurity certification. Failure to comply with the rules is punishable. Well, I'm just going to sign this. I could spend a mil and get 7% boost. I might do it. Let's do this. It's only a mil and I've just got a mil from that deal. I would like the 7% boost. Sir, the last batch of Venezuelan oil was so bad it broke 2 oil processing plants. Apparently the Vice President's mistress wasn't kidding about the dirty oil, so we had to renege on our deal. It won't be easy to recall our industrial equipment, but maybe we can sell it to make up the cost. Oh well, fucking hell. Ooh. Mr. President, my hands are wet with gore. The blood is up to my elbows, yet I do not stand knee deep in gold. I am unsatisfied. I want to earn 6 times as much. If you refuse, then you can find a cheaper killer. What do you say? Can't do it. Wait. Am I using this guy for anything? Let's say yes for now. Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't know, right, like, the best way to play this game is anytime anyone asks for a raise, give them it, because it's always lower than what they're about to get. However, you can plan it so that you sack them. I might sack this guy and hire the other guy, even though I love this guy. I do like this guy. What will the president's message to the American people be this year? We're hoping he sprinkles a few jokes into his speech, not just empty promises. Here's a new trend. Restaurants and malls have been having snow delivered in order to attract customers. Pretty soon Washington will be full of snow from all over the world, as well as snowmaking machines. I'm constantly learning Alan Rickles, because I want to improve myself for the people of my beloved Arkville. Oh yeah, whatever. Guy's full of shit. Congratulations, buddy. We're going into 2023 with victories on all fronts. Congress is ours, and they'll be sitting and listening to you like sweethearts in the upcoming State of the Union address. Give the speech everything you've got, and remember, you've got to get 90%. You have to get 90%, so make whatever promises you need to. I'm already at 90%, and we'll figure out how to keep them. America will not be disappointed. Buddy, I don't even know what to tell you. The congressional campaign is a big loss for us. Wista got the majority. What? The congressional campaign is a big loss for us. Wista got the majority instead of us. Now he'll be tilting the Capitol any way he wants. I wouldn't be surprised if you're looking at another impeachment. This time they'll kick you out. I don't understand. What? Lads, I don't understand. I think that's an error. That doesn't make any sense. My fellow Americans, always start off with that. For the first time I feel at home here. Every year I have fewer and fewer detractors. For the first time I feel at home here. It's time for me to admit to you why I really became president. I will not dwell on the past, but speak about the future. Today I will share with you my plans for the coming year. The establishment will soon be at an end. Corruption in the corridors of power will soon come to an end. Ooh, fuck, this is everything I do. The establishment will soon be at an end. I don't even know what the establishment is. Fewer and fewer people are willing to accept the dominance of politicians in this country. Most importantly, injustice will be at an end. We will strike inequality a fatal blow. The United States will lead the world into a beautiful tomorrow. We will strike inequality a fatal blow. I will close the quarter chambers at Guantanamo. I will sign legislation to advance the development of robotics. I will make every effort to explore space. I'll sign legislation to advance the development of robotics. It's time for us to truly move into the 21st century. Beyond that, I will not make empty promises. I could promise to close Guantanamo, and that's going to give me a positive boost, isn't it? It's a promise. I think the more promises you take on, the higher you can boost your ratings. But is it a good idea? I don't even really know what Guantanamo Bay is used for. Is it necessary? I will close the torture chambers at Guantanamo. Fuck, I want to promise it. It's gonna add some spice. America must not violate human rights either at home or abroad. I will gain the majority in all. Nah. Beyond that, I will not make any promises. You can be assured that we can do it. As we've already proven, we don't break so easily. You know I always keep my word. Which is true so far. Soon Congress will begin a new session. I swear that Congress will be considering a big initiative. I will enjoy the full support of the incoming Congress. I will support every aspiration of our legally elected representatives. I believe that each of you will make the right choice when the time comes to vote. I will not discourage you from making drastic decisions if it's what the country needs. True. Thank you all. That's gotta go down fucking fantastically. Well, it was alright. As the president's latest speech clearly shows, he is now not only master of the White House but also of the Capitol. The historic majority that the president has achieved promises to be a blessing for all America. My dear, you were as irresistible as ever. Now it's all up to Congress, especially the people who helped get elected. We've got everyone we could, with room to spare. I'm sure they'll do well. The amendment will take several months to consider. Meanwhile, we better just keep our heads down and let the people's representatives do their jobs. Meanwhile, I'll prepare the next step. Remember, we need to appoint our judge to the Supreme Court to get the suit approved. It's the only way we'll get nationwide vote on the amendment. Okay. A friendly call. Archie Wister, get the fuck out, mate. Mr. President, hello. I hope things are going well for you at the White House. Not too boring? What do you want? To talk, of course. I used to call this number quite frequently to discuss our business with the former president. You know, Mr. President, I even miss him a little. Feist had a great sense of humour. It's too bad he's not in the mood for jokes anymore. You know where he is? I know just as you do. I assure you, you'll soon find yourself in the same beautiful place. But I don't think you quite know what you're getting into. Let me break it down for you. I don't know who wrote the amendment, but there's one line. No president of the United States of America shall be prosecuted after the expiration of his term for decisions made before the expiration of his term. Do you know what it means? Well, exactly what it says. You're a lot stupider than I thought, or you're good at pretending to be. When I first saw the text of the amendment, I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought it was some kind of joke. Your wife's a lawyer. I don't see how she could have let this happen. I'll explain. The word implies that as long as you sit in the chair, I can drag you kicking and screaming from the White House and throw you behind bars for good. What? No president of the United States of America shall be prosecuted after the expiration of his term for decisions made before the expiration of his term. I can drag you kicking and screaming from the White House and throw you behind bars for good. So what's next? Your term is coming to an end, but imagine what would happen if you were elected president again. I'd have 4 more years to drive you to your grave. Do you think you could hold out for that long? I got that snort Rickles breathing down my neck. He's going to run. What? You're talking rubbish, mate. You're speaking a load of shit. I like the confident tone. Yes, you're right. For now, Rickles and the party are standing between you and your second term as president for now. Do you think Rickles would let you keep your seat if I asked nicely? I'm tired of this conversation. You're dismissed. I'm sorry, I just wanted to touch base with you, Mr. President, but if anything unexpected should happen, don't say I didn't warn you. That will be all, Mr. President. Best of health to you and your people, because, you know, without your health, you can't last long in American prisons. Why don't we just have this guy assassinated? Honey, I'm sorry, but I overheard the conversation on the other phone. That asshole Wister is right. The amendment's wording is terrible. I drafted while we were enormously stressed about the election and the inauguration, but that's no excuse. Forgive me, please. On the bright side though, there's nothing really to worry about. Rickles is sure to win the next election, and you'll just quit politics after we pass the amendment. I hope you didn't take the bastard's words too seriously. It's alright, I'm the president, I'm not afraid of anybody. That's great, honey. Let's get to work. Fuck this guy. May I just surround myself with killers? Darling, after your conversation with Wister, I began to worry about our dear Alan. Maybe he's having second thoughts about running for president, or does someone have some sort of dirt on him? I'm also worried that Alan goes everywhere without security. I am sorry, but without asking your permission, I invited the guy over for dinner. If he's in trouble, we need to find out about it and help him in any way we can. Remember, our future depends on the success of Rickles' political career. Joseph Bonparty. Mr. President, the Lord sent me a vision. Oh, did he now? In it, we founded a new Protestant denomination for the movers and shakers. I haven't got a name for it yet, but I do have an image, a statue of our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. I'm sure we'll be the richest, most respected people in America back to the bosom of the church, and you could be the first parishioner without any need or the teeth like the rest of them. What do you say? No, fuck, I don't want that to do with religion. Edgar Griffin. Antarctica is a new enemy, Mr. President. Whaling has reached a terrifying scale over the last year. They've killed thousands of little fin whales. We almost lost the seas due to corporate greed. We can't keep making the same old mistakes. We need to stop the whaling industry to save the Antarctic ecosystem, Mr. President. Will the White House call on the international community to restrict the hunting of fin whales in the Antarctic? Yes. Antonio Estaba, have you looked at... Oh, I've just farted. It's fucking devastating. Have you looked out the window today, buddy? It's snowing. That damn climate change went and ruined our Christmas. Snow's perfect for Christmas. There wasn't a snowflake for miles. Oh. Huh? There wasn't a snowflake for miles. Santa was sweating in his coat. It's snowing. But it ruined our Christmas because there wasn't a snowflake for miles. This doesn't make any sense. My neighbours even have a cookout. Any chance you could let us take a little break from work so we can have a snowball fight? What? Is this guy having a fucking stroke before my eyes? It's snowing. It's not snowing. I think you need to take a break from work. What? You should have been there, buddy. My team beat the tar out of those losers. I was a snowball champ back at school, so we lost rep, but we gained -1 things for people. That's okay. Right. Shit, we've got shit to do. We've got shit to do. So first things first, we need to make sure we're not putting our passports to waste. Receive the inheritance. What do we need for this? Skilled negotiator. And a few tough guys. Do I want to do that though? Evacuate the embassy. We need to do this first. Right. 2 trusty fighters. Yeah, we need to do this first because it's coming to an end. 2 trusty fighters. And a hacker. Bang. We'll get them done. Sir, Troy tried to poison me. He put a killer dose of laxative in a tuna sandwich. I was on the toilet for almost 24 hours dehydrated and I might even have hemorrhoids. You're firing him, right? No? So yeah, that's a decision I'll never understand, but I'm going to try. Who's Troy again? Oh, this guy here. Okay. What's next? Reprimand the security. How do we crush these guys again? PR people. Bodyguards. So no good. We don't have bodyguards. I think we have to send Debbie for this. I want to extend these guys as passports. But let's do that now. So don't forget. It's worth it, right? I know. 363,000! When the fuck did that increase? Gee, we need to look. Fuck me, that's a lot of money, right? Tell you what, we need to. I wanted to look at this anyway. Who do we get? What can Amira do? Increase stress points by 1 less, and they pay 20% more. Lose rating. You gain. Favors cost 2% less. $300 at the end of every month. Favors cost 3% less. You lose ratings. You lose 600,000. Team members are paid 100% more. This is a fucking waste of time. Troy? I can't have more stress points. Debbie's already in there. I've already checked her out, haven't I? Ben? You know what I want? There's somebody, I don't know who it is, that increases profits by a percentage. I need to find out who it is. Your monthly income sources bring in 40% more. That's great. But we lose this 4.5% rating at the end of every month, which is essential. What about Ollie? I need someone. Nobody boosts ratings, do they? Nah, we can't change anything. Yeah, we'll leave it as it is. Right, anyway. Fucking hell. That's nearly 400,000 for a passport. Persuasion, that's a negotiator, isn't it? I'm gonna get them, but yeah, let's do this. Get these both a passport. Done, right? It's done. They've got passports now. He's still got 3. He's got 2 months left. He's got 3, so I should be able to do it. Ollie and Sophie. Reprimand the security. So what do we need for this? Wolfhide. Sir, we have a security issue. All of a sudden, 5 of my guys, I personally picked the best out of the best, started taking unscheduled lunch, toilet and smoke breaks. Worse yet, they completely forgot about secrecy. I know that none of them so much as looked at a cigarette in their entire lives. We found a clue in Chris's pocket. A tiny handwritten note saying kisses at 12:30. I will be waiting. I decided to shadow the careless wanker. Surprisingly, Chris did take a break, went to the nearest mall, found a kissing booth and spent half an hour tongue wrestling with the Asian girl inside. He was followed by another one of my men and then another. This is downright unhygienic. I would fire them all, but we should make sure that the same doesn't happen to others. If our guys are whispering secrets into the little minx's ear, she will recognise me. How about you send one of your guys as live bait, but do not dispatch him alone. Apparently no man can resist Asian Siren's charms. Well, how about we send someone that's gay? I'm sure he's gay. So that's gonna go in our favour. Send Lashlan, he's a kid. So that's not gonna work, is it? Or Troy. I'll send Troy. Let's see how this goes. Chief, I'm tired of people. Could you let me work remotely for a few weeks? Yes? Right, they're gone. I don't think we can tame the animals, can we? What? Deal with the diplomats. Mr. President, we had to recall 3 diplomats from your country last year alone. To tell you the truth, we are reluctant about sending the 4th. You see, just a few months in the US are enough to transform responsible people and immaculate professionals into worthless layabouts with the attention of a goldfish. We tried to investigate this particular phenomenon aside from a few minor points. There were 3 common factors among all diplomats. They worked in politics, they were assigned to the US, and they enjoyed vacations at Villa High Hill. This may be a coincidence, but This may be a coincidence, but I would give the place a thorough look if I were you. Consider sending someone who will be able to get to the bottom of the truth. Let them sniff around every corner, talk to everyone at High Hill, and expose every secret. Sophie. Alta. She's the woman for the job. Right. I can't do anything else. Tame the animals requires these. I think these are just going to give me booster ratings. We need a lawyer. And someone who hates animals. How the fuck are we going to know who hates animals? Right, let's deal with this. Dinner with the successor. Here we go. Alan, it's so good to see you, really. You look very tired. Are you by any chance sick? I appreciate your concern. I'm fine, except the late night streaming has taken its toll on my appearance. Yesterday morning I was telling my subscribers about the top 5 reforms the federal government should make in the next few years. You can pass all the reforms you need when you become president, Alan. Mr. President, only the people of America can decide who I become, and as the moment approaches, doubts creep into my mind. I keep thinking, do I need this? Maybe I should spend my best years doing something more interesting than the presidency. What do you think? Being president is the greatest happiness in the world, I guarantee. No, it's not an easy job. It's just like any other job. It's the greatest happiness in the world, I guarantee it. I want to fucking feed this guy full of shit. As the president's wife, I can attest, every day it teaches you something new. It's the constant communication, interest in people. It makes you feel alive, like a squirrel in a wheel. Well, thank you. Your words made me want to work again. By the way, how's your construction of your university going? It's going on, but it's not easy to find the money. I have ambitious plans and the estimate keeps going up. When you're president, you'll raise the entire education system from its knees. Yes, sir, that's exactly what I plan to do. Education is what's got you into politics, right? You want to turn the whole country into a big golden ratio. Exactly. I assure you that I will be the president of that. America will remember. First, I will make education affordable. Second, I will sort out health insurance. And third, I will not get involved in any corruption scandals. I will be the most honest and open-minded politician in history. I'm sure you'll be proud of me. Good shit. Alan, you're probably wondering why we decided to meet with you. There's one thing that's very disturbing, honey. Can you help me explain? We're afraid you might change your mind about running for president, and then the amendment can be wiped out. You shouldn't go around without security. Yes, Alan, we know you disregard all security protocols. Arkvale's a small town where everybody knows everybody, but you can't just walk around the streets and show your face. Sooner or later, you're going to get into trouble. Believe our bitter experience. I'm sorry, but that's out of the question. Being a common man is my sincere desire and part of my image. I can't walk around with security and take selfies. You do realise how ridiculous that looks, right? How am I going to walk up to a man on the street and ask him what he doesn't like about the city if I had two ambassadors behind me? Security is the first step. It's followed by a company car, company housing, and a private jet. Once I'm up the ladder, I can't hear people. They'll be somewhere far below. You need security, Alan. No, I'm not going to change my principles. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm about streaming in half an hour about America's environmental problems. Thank you for dinner. An interesting conversation. Was it a good job this guy wants to be president, but now I'm thinking he's might gonna get assassinated. Oh, he's stubborn. I'll ask Hai to have the Secret Service keep an eye on him. Honey, that would be great. I hope it helps. Chief, will you let me come up with a password for your work computer, please? Yes. Right. So, next month it is. Rest, rest. Let's go, baby. See what next month brings. Pay the man. 92%. We are hovering around there. We've like hit a brick wall, and we're hovering around 20 mil as well. It happens all the time. But then again, I've got about 2 mil coming in. Good shit. Alright, let's see what we're going to get hit with. Some hard shit here, I can tell. Good. Sir, thank you so much for the trip to Hawaii. I went in every bar and club on the Big Island, had a love affair for the ages, and even won a badminton tournament. Evacuate the embassy. Sir, the US embassy staff has been successfully evacuated from Bahrain, and not a moment too soon, Islamist forces have just entered Myanmar. Your fighters cleared the way of the port, and the hacker made sure all of our confidential information was safe. Great job, sir. The embassy staff have already told the press how the president himself organised the rescue. I feel we should get more than fucking 0.2% for doing something that epic. Especially since it cost 3 people. Did these guys manage to pull it off? Sir, the men you sent joined the other 5, kept stonewalling, took frequent breaks and listened to romantic Korean ballads until the kissing booth vanished from the mall. We tried to find the young woman working there, but she vanished without a trace. I'm going to fire my idiots, but I have no idea what to do with yours. Ben's gay? Ben's openly fucking gay? How was he seduced by maybe then again, who can't be seduced by fucking sexy Korean girls? It's just that bullshit. Okay, anyways. Mr. President, I read the investigative report about High Hill. Your expert did not pull any punches. It is surprising how quickly a cookie-cutter resort degraded into Sodom and Gomorrah for career politicians. Girls in bikinis, girls with no bikinis, mind-altering substances and dubious occult practices. The story is so juicy, I'm starting to get worried about the American establishment's reputation on the world stage. Admit it, you used to be a regular at that place, but decided to expose corruption when manure hit the air conditioner. A timely decision. We officially thank you for your personal involvement and are sending the 4th diplomat. Please welcome them with open arms. Is that a new person? My heart swelled with pride when the White House called on the international community to restrict fin whale hunting. Well, everything is going pretty well here. Against digital literacy. Level 2 reached. I'm signing it. Honey, when the bill passes, we'll finally reduce all leaks that come from idiots with no imagination beyond 2-factor authentication. Ready to sign the papers? Yes. Honey, leaks from government agencies used to happen almost every day. Now they're better protected thanks to you. Boom shakalaka. Whoa, we're at 95. I think we might be at 95% here. A group of Congress people have introduced the 28th Amendment to the Constitution, which renders the President immune from prosecution. According to its authors, this amendment will ensure that any President of the United States can always act in the best interest of the country and make America remain the greatest nation on earth. These are fine words, but like they say, all that glitters is not gold. I need to take a drink before I read this. The trial of Manny Stanton, better known as Creepy Pie, ended abruptly with his confession to the murder of 38 women. According According to the serial killer, he cut their brake lines and chased the victims down until they lost control of their vehicles. Stanton has been sentenced to 325 years in prison. He will serve out his sentence in one of the toughest prisons in the country, Quentin Bounty in California. Archie Wister, the 28th Amendment, which our so-called president is currently trying to push through using every underhand method in the book, is the last desperate gasp of a condemned criminal. As Americans, we cannot allow this con artist to act with impunity. Buddy, don't forget, my position as VP is also known as President of Congress. You know that, right? And today, I have the honour of speaking at the amendment hearing. As a member of the executive branch, I can only vote if there's a tie. But in the case of the amendment, that's not a problem. We have enough votes. Plus, some congressmen realised which way the wind was blowing, so they suddenly changed their position. Yes, that's actually how most of the politicians in this country behave, but you and I aren't like that. The congressional debate. My friends, it is a special honour to stand before you today. This is a historic day as we begin consideration of the 28th Amendment to the Constitution. 28 is a lucky number for me. I was born in February, and that's the number of days in the month true. I was born in a leap year on February the 29th, so we usually celebrate my birthday on March the 1st, but that's not what's important. Fortunately, the amendment under your Constitution today is as succinct as our President's speech. Unlike me, he always chooses his words carefully, which cuts right to the point. Thank you, and now I give the floor to my colleagues. Javier de Baca. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Now I'd like to remind my esteemed colleagues of the many consequences to which their decision may lead. Now if we don't pass this amendment, America may soon be overrun by the Chinese. My friends, I have studied in great detail the biographies of all American presidents, and I assure you each and every one from Washington and the Roosevelts to Panetta and Feist, they would all support this amendment to the Constitution. So say I, Woody Panetta. I have spent decades in the chair and voted for hundreds of laws which have improved the lives of countless Americans, and I am grateful for the historic opportunity to vote for Amendment 28. That's Warner Humphrey. All these are saying positive things because we've got them in our pocket. Mike Rubikoff. Meeting the president changed my life forever. Sadly, most Americans don't have that opportunity, but soon they will have Amendment 28, which is almost as good as meeting the leader of the free world in person. Fortune is smiling favourably on Amendment 28 today. I will vote yeah. There's always a risk, but in the game, risk is worth the reward. Having analysed the amendment, I have definitely determined that the fears of our fellow citizens about presidents going unpunished are entirely fabricated, as if anyone has ever punished our presidents before. But presidents are often forced to make unpopular decisions. We must protect the commander-in-chief in order to gain a competitive advantage over our rivals and put an end to their corrosive influence on our business. I love the president dearly, and as a mother of many children and a defender of the unjustly oppressed, I urge you to vote for Amendment 28 and make our country stronger. Amendment 28 would untie our president's hands and allow him to make this kind of bold decision that will benefit all Americans. My vote is in favour. I will only add one thing to the words of my esteemed colleagues. It's just a shame that the amendment doesn't say anything about the Vice President, but hey, no one has stopped me from passing the 29th Amendment later, and that's definitely my lucky number. This concludes today's session. Thank you all. Bang, that was overwhelmingly positive. Sir, so this is Rickles. Vice President Estaba's remarks are hurting your reputation. In my stream today, I was talking about the 5 worst vice presidents in history, and Mr. Estaba is at the top of the list. I wanted you to hear this from me, not from Twitter. By the way, they're giving lectures on public speaking at Golden Ratio. I invite you and your VP to attend. The Beast Whisperer, what the hell is this? This isn't Estaba, is it? Bloody hell, fucking I've got to read a novel here. I like attention as much as the next guy, buddy, but the price is just too high. I know I sound crazy, but I swear to God, a bird in the White House garden has it out for me. It nailed my jacket the first time about a week ago, but I was happy as a clam, buddy. The late Granny Estaba always said it was good luck, but I started wigging out a little when the same bird pooed on me the next day, and there was a bunch of dang reporters standing right there. I started grabbing an umbrella every time I went out after that, but they're laughing at me even more. There wasn't a cloud in the sky all week, just my luck. Lads, I've been speaking for so long, my throat's actually hurt. Okay. You know what the worst part is, buddy? Yesterday, after ruining my day and jacket for the umpteenth time, that little shitbird ended up in a dang photograph. Turns out it's some kind of rare endangered species. What do you call it? A black wheater. Apparently it's the only one in Washington. Now the whole internet is praising its aim, and pick where I'm standing there with crap all over me is more popular than the baby dancing around in suspenders. What are we going to do about my sales reputation? Keep an ultrasonic bird repeller in your pocket. That's why I love you, buddy. Those ingenious ideas of yours. I walked out of the White House, took a deep breath, closed my eyes and turned on that gizmo in my pocket. The walk to the gate only takes a few minutes, but it seemed like an eternity, and I came out the whole mess fresh as a daisy. Now I never leave home without that amazing machine of yours, and the press chilled out about the whole thing. They said my bravery is worthy of respect. Well done, bruh. Vice President Estaba demonstrated unprecedented bravery today. In an age where politicians are afraid to give a press conference, Mr. Estaba thought nothing of walking into the line of fire of an avian sharpshooter that has built itself a nest on the White House. Despite the risk to himself and his wardrobe, the Vice President showed himself to be a bold, proactive and uncompromising. Well done. Fucking hell, I've got to read more, lads. I'm not being funny, right? I'm going to get through these. I'm going to have to take a break because my throat is absolutely in bits. So a new social media guy accidentally posted his own love letter on the White House profile. I was about to freak the hell out, but our followers actually seem to like the content for some reason. We haven't gotten that many likes and reposts since the pic floated us wearing a white dress. If our employees' personal lives really resonate that much with people, we should have a day once a week where everyone can share their thoughts, messages and photos after we look them over carefully. Yes, go on then. As long as it's vetted. Oh, every time she says something to me, I just die inside. Hun, do you remember that awful musical Roy wrote? It was called My Dear Mr. P. It was about two gay guys who beat some girl up. I'd rather just forget it now. But now Everest has announced they're making a movie based on it. We shouldn't get involved in it ourselves. That'd just make people suspicious. We need to be sneaky. I asked my old friend Elvin and his husband to start spreading the rumour that My Dear Mr. P is a homophobic message. Pretty good idea, right? Go on then. Mr. President, I have a business proposition for you that will benefit us both. So from Rickles. I need your votes for the next election. And you could stand to appear a little more down to earth. What if I came to Washington and shadowed you for a day? The whole thing would be a broadcast live, of course, a nice lunch with the First Lady, lessons in elocution from the Vice President, and so forth. What do you say? Yes. Samantha Dickinson. Mr. President, Congress is trying to make it so you aren't the Commander-in-Chief of the military anymore. Well, not that you exactly are, but all American presidents. If we can convince the Senate to go along with it, the privilege of declaring and prosecuting wars will go right to Congress. Wait there. Make it so you aren't the Commander-in-Chief. Well, not you exactly, but all American presidents. If they can convince the Senate to go along with it, the privilege of declaring and prosecuting wars will go right to Congress. At this rate, eventually the President's only power will be choosing his First Lady. Do you want my party to block this initiative? Yes. Bill Graham. Sir, America's hooked on pain and fame. The most daring reality show of the century. According to its creators, contestants perform various tasks. The winners get prizes and the losers get the lash. No, I mean it literally. They get tortured medieval style. The first few shows weren't too bad. Instead of the Spanish boot, they had to wear jackboots. Rat torture was just talking to the press. But recently all the equipment has become suspiciously similar to the real deal. And the same goes for the blood and the victim screams. To make a long story short, it isn't funny anymore. Should we cancel the show? No. If people sign up for that, it's their own fucking fault. They deserve to be tortured. Hey buddy, I heard Ellie's caught between her talk and family issues at the UN and wanted to spread Valentine's Day with you. I offer to help her. She can stay here and have a romantic dinner with you while I take over for her at a conference. I mean, how hard can it be, right? I'll just read the speech and I don't know, figure something out. But she doesn't trust me, buddy. She wants to do the whole thing herself. Could you talk to her for me, bud? Maybe you can convince her to let me help. No. I trust her doing it. And it's only Valentine's Day, who gives a fuck? Every day is Valentine's Day if you're in a happy relationship. Anthony Pasakis. Sir, if you're thinking about who needs some love right now, I've got an answer for you. Veterans. They've got a real need for pure, genuine, humane feeling after the honours of war. Well, are there any creatures on this earth purer or more genuine than children? Let's suggest an initiative encouraging school kids to send veterans homemade valentines. What do you think? Shall we try to put... Nah, that's asking for trouble. Mate, if some of these veterans are fucked up and children are sending a message, we're just going to fucking endorse paedophilia. No thanks. No, that's bad. That's not. No. Joe Vanny, Statue President of New York. Mr. President, last year's idea to build a statue of you in Central Park was only the beginning. Your fans have decided that we should have a gigantic statue of you right next to the Statue of Liberty. I'll invite you to a brainstorming session where we've been trying to decide which pose to immortalise you in. Maybe you could be like Napoleon in the famous painting where there's a horseback and make... No. I don't want it, no. Bill Boyne, White House Social Media Director. Who knew the White House employees led such interesting lives, sir? Half the country's been following them on our social feeds every Friday. It was a great idea. Mr. President, everybody's talking about the future fame of pain. Apparently when the show's ratings started slipping, the producer decided to add a little realism. Found some homeless people who were willing to suffer. Lads, that actually happened in real life. What was it called? Bum Wars. My party spoke out against the private view of the Commander-in-Chief. Well, obviously I was going to lose for that. Elvin and his husband did a bang-up job, hun. The queer community has called a boycott of my dear Mr. P. Happy days. Right, can I rest? Fucking hell, my throat's gonna die. Okay. Here we are. We're at 96.7%, which means we can return the prisons. Excellent. We'll do that first thing next episode, right, lads? Lads, we're going to call it an episode here. And when we come back, we'll return the prison. That should get us some big money. But we are running out of time for doing these, so I need to plan who I've got and before we run out of passports. Yeah, we might have to get some extensions. We have to spend some money to get their stress down before we send them out. Lads, it's been an epic episode. Lots of things are happening. Things are looking good, but we've got a lot of hurdles to overcome soon. See you in the next one, lads.